This is a 92 Accord EX, and I was having a hard time getting the half shaft out. It's with the torn boot on the outside. So it didn't want to come out of the transmission. So I ended up went on a bit of a rabbit trail on this one, but I ended up making a piece from another YouTube video I saw using an electrical junction box to make kind of a hook that fits around the inner part of the half shaft. It was a $2.99 part for me at the local hardware store, and I used the angle grinder to cut it out to make it fit. And I pulled hard enough on it that it bent it a little bit, getting it out again. So I had to put it in here partly through the sorry, my lighting's bad. Partly through the suspension here to get a straight shot at it. So I had to assemble it in there, then hook it over, and to make it stay on there while I was yanking on it, I used a great big hose clamp around there that I had to fasten on it once it was into there. And there's probably a little bit of flex. Of course, there's a little bit of flex in that. So not really, like a slide hammer might be better if you could figure out how to do that, but this is what I ended up doing. So imagine this in here through the hole in the suspension, and this is hanging out. And originally I was using my biggest pry bar, my 7-foot pry bar, I think it's 7 foot, to try to pull it out, and I was scraping against the concrete. But I realized I could put about a 7-foot, I forget, 70-inch, I think, 2x4 underneath, up against the tire on the other side to get a good pry against it. So I ended up prying with my great big pry bar and pulling back at about the top. So I had a pretty good lever, and it didn't want to come out, and I just kept yanking on it, and I yanked on it hard enough that it popped out. And of course I took a tumble back into the bushes, smooth and uninjured from that, which is good in your later in your 50s not to fall on anything hard. So I feel okay from that, but be aware if you do this method that you might fall backwards on something. So anyway, that was my solution for getting that out. And actually it took a lot of pressure on that big pry bar, so it was really in there. It doesn't seem to have damaged anything else though. So good luck with your removal.